today with another video. This video is for all you creatives out there. If you're a photographer, graphic designer, whatever it is you do. Today I'm here with my dog, Maisie. Say hi, Maisie. Say hi. Where's Maisie? And we are gonna tell you what you can do to get out of a creative rut. So our first tip, ready Maisie, what's our first tip? Our first tip is to get outside. When was the last time you just went outside? Okay, bye. When was the last time you just went outside and looked up at the clouds, looked up at the stars? Just go outside, notice the beauty that's around you. So it's gonna be super helpful, and you might find that you get inspired by something around you, some nature, something you never even noticed was there before. Tip number 2 is to get creative in a different way. So if you're a photographer, maybe you try video. If you're a videographer, maybe you try photography. Maybe you try illustrating, graphic design, painting, writing, whatever. Just something, a new creative outlet, a different creative outlet. Tip number 3 is to read. So whether you read a book, podcast, audiobook, I find that you can get so inspired from different books, readings. I love to learning about new things. And honestly, I find that when I learn and I read, it just opens up my mind to so many different things. Tip number 4 is find inspiration in a different way. So I find often we just get stuck and scrolling on Instagram and finding inspiration that way. One thing that I love is to flip through magazines and just find different inspiration there from different photographers. I love to look at fashion magazines. Fashion is like a Canadian-based fashion magazine. It's just called Fashion. If you're Canadian, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, so I love to just flip through those magazines and just look at what other photographers have done in the past, and yeah, just find inspiration that way. There's just something that's really different about actually holding a magazine, flipping through it. I feel like you slow down and you're more mindful of reading it and looking at it and what you're absorbing. Next tip is to try something new. So a little bit different from something that's new and creative. This can be anything. Maybe you start running, swimming. Maybe you take up a new hobby. In the summer, I learned how to play tennis. I also decided to get a longboard and learn how to longboard. And learning something new is actually so good for you because it creates a new neural pathway in your brain, and it just kind of wakes up your brain. So I'm not sciencey, so don't quote me on that. But learning something new just kind of helps keep things fresh, wakes you up a bit. And honestly, I think it's so helpful for creatives who just get stuck in what they're doing constantly. They're just stuck in their craft and they're just hustling. Just pick up a new hobby. And my last tip for you is just to take a break. Just take a break from what you're doing. This can be, there's sort of 2 types of breaks. It can be a productive break, which could be reading, writing, when you're actually actively doing something but taking a break from your work. Or this can be just a break. So maybe you take a bath or a shower or just let yourself sleep in. Just take a break. Maybe you take a few days off from whatever your work is. Maybe you take a day off, a couple of hours, whatever you need to do to just recharge, because often if you're feeling sort of you're losing your creativity, you're starting to get into a burnout phase if you're not already there. So those are my tips for you, and I really hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to comment and subscribe, and I will see you soon. Bye. Thank you so much.